There's nothing left to say now, so I'll be on my way now, and I'll be moving way out, way out, way out, out of your way.
But if I do that with everybody, why is it special for you? What do I have to do now to make our relationship and our connection and our situation together special? What do I have to do?
That's a great point. I think this is maybe where we differ a little bit in the sense that I'm pretty comfortable saying that you're probably a little more active in that sense than me. As
right.
we've also mentioned at one point, you asked me how many girls are you talking to right now, and my number was less than 10.
Right.
Like, we were talking about flirty WhatsApp conversations in that gray zone where you kind of know, like, it's not just a friendly thing,
yeah.
but, you know, it could go either way.
Right.
And then I asked you the same question, and you told me, what was the number again? You said, it was a number between, it was less than 100, but...
Yeah, it was less than 100, more than 75.
Yeah. so that tells me that we, you know, from your point of view, I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more, because you're right. Like, then what does it really mean? Now, for me to play devil's advocate, do you think that maybe by being so active, you are devaluating the act in itself? Like, it means less? Does it mean that when I do it less, it means more when I do it, when it happens?
Right, but you have to define active. Right?
Okay.
Just because I speak to a large amount of women doesn't mean that I'm having sex with
right.
a large amount of women either. Okay?
Well, the way that...
Now, let me go a little bit deeper on that.
Okay.
I'm not a freeze. Like, I'm not some chump kid that's not having sex or hasn't had it. Like, sex is not a very difficult thing to have in this
right.
world. Okay?
Right. Okay.
For me, and that's not even me being conceited. Like, I see the ugliest dudes with the beautiful women, most beautiful. You've seen it here in Barcelona. The ugliest dudes have the most beautiful women every day of the week here. It baffles me. Okay.
Well, it doesn't baffle me that much. I mean, you know how the world works in terms of. I want to keep my train of thought on this, but I just want to mention is that it may come across the wrong way, but it took me a very I was deep into my 20s when I finally realized what people meant, or what women meant perhaps, when they said, I want a man that can protect me, I want security.
Right.
Me being, naive little Benzo, I was like, oh, I got muscles.
Yeah.
I can protect you. I got stability.
It's a different type of protection, though.
Exactly. And we're not really talking about that type of jungle stability where I'm gonna fight someone in the street. Like, we're talking about a whole different metric in terms of, offering a comfortable living situation with everything that comes with it. But that's a whole different thing that I want to stay on this because I really like.
Yeah. No. So okay. So
mm-hmm.
You asked me. Okay. Does it diminish doing all this? Okay?
Right.
Okay. So it's really weird. I grew up in a very Christian household, right?
Mm-hmm.
I grew up being told you don't have sex until you're married, and for the longest time, I didn't have sex until I was 19 years old for the very first time.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
all my friends were telling me about stories when they had sex when they're 14, 15, 13 on the top of the roof of the house in Jamaica. Like, all these things, these are my friends are telling me, and I'm sitting here like, yeah, that's a cool story, bro. I couldn't join in the conversation because I didn't have those experiences.
Right.
And I was just waiting. Mm-hmm. Now, I was a little bit of a prude back then, though, to be honest. Just when the sexual topic came around, because I didn't grow up in a household where the topic of sex was very widely open discussed.
Right.
I hardly even saw my parents kiss. For God's sakes, you know what I mean? And we never had these sex conversations with my mom and dad, like these types of things. So I was a little bit of a prude back then, but I got to a point where I said, okay, the whole world wants to shame people for having sexual connections with other people.
Right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I don't put any boundaries or limitations on the connections that I might be able to have.
Right.
Okay? I like to go with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
I try to be spontaneous, like I told you. So I don't ever go into a situation ever thinking I'm going to have sex with this woman tonight.
Right.
Ever. But I also don't ever go into a situation and say, if this woman wants to have sex with me, I'm going to say,
Yeah.
not tonight, baby.
Keeping it open.
No, it's open. It's down to how I feel in the moment. Now, I will tell you that I'm not a hit it and quit it type of dude. I'm not a one night, like, I want to sleep with you one night, so I go to the bar, pick up one girl, bring her home, smash her, send her off, never see her again. Not my vibe. That's not, you know what I mean? Like, I need more substance
Yeah.
to be able to go from this couch to that bedroom.
Yeah.
Okay? I need more for you to be able to stay in that bedroom until morning.
Yeah.
Right? But to go from here to there has to be more substance. So,
Yeah. And by putting yourself, by looking at it that way, you're also making yourself far more attractive to women because most men don't share that mentality, whereas they just feel like they'll hit whatever. Like it's just
Right,
about,
but-
you know, and that makes you...
but that devalues you too.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
what is your worth?
Yeah.
I say this all the time. I've
Yeah.
been saying this. I've been doing speaking engagements for over 10 years, and
Yeah.
one of the things that I always spend a series of my speeches on is, what is your worth?
Right. Yeah.
And it's okay. Like Louis Vuitton, for example.
Right.
They have a window. Everybody can walk by the window and check it out. Okay. But like and everybody can technically go in.
Right.
Now, once you get in, you not everyone's going to get the same level of service.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone's going to be able to buy something, and even
Right.
all the people that buy something won't be able to buy the same thing.
Right.
Some people that go into Louis Vuitton will only be able to buy a Louis Vuitton scarf or a little
Yeah.
keychain pouch.
Yeah.
Other people are going out with bags,
Yeah.
bags of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the levels, and you have to know where you fit in.
Right.
You have to know what frequency you reside on, and which level are you vibrating on. It's like a radio station, right? You're listening to your radio station, super, super clear. And you kind of venture out a little bit about your city, and it kind of goes a little staticky, right? So now you're a little bit outside of your normal frequency. Now, in the fade of the frequency, you hear another song that you really like. And you have to tune in to be able to hear that song crystal clear.
Right.
Well, that's the same that we have here. You might be able to meet somebody that operates on a higher level than you. You just have to figure out how to tune yourself to get to that level.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is this. Divorce rates are at an all-time high. It's like 80% right now of all marriages end in divorce in like the first 5 years. I don't want to be that statistic.
Right.
I don't need to be married.
Right.
I would like to be married.
Right.
I don't need to.
Right.
I don't need kids. I would like kids,
Right.
but I don't need them. Okay? I'm good right in my space
Yeah.
right now. I have everything that I need to survive in my world. I have right now. I don't need anything else. Everything else is just bonus. So if I'm thinking about, do I want to live my entire life dating women? The answer is, I don't know. I can't speak for tomorrow when I'm here in today, because tomorrow's not even guaranteed. I don't know how I'm going to feel. I might meet someone tonight. We might leave here right now, and I bump into someone, and that could be my love of my entire life.
But this is the reason why I am more of the type where I will always go OD romantic, even if it's a one-night stand, because I feel like all we have is this moment here, right now. So
Yeah.
I tend to give, I guess you could say, too much, or give it my all in that moment in terms of being like very affectionate and because I'm like, nothing's guaranteed. Like
Exactly.
tomorrow doesn't exist. That's my whole thing.
Exactly.
So where do you find the balance between living in the moment, but not immediately, blasting everything you have, like giving it all away the first night, so there's nothing left. That's a very tricky.